Right, as always, we have Dorking Wanderers owner and manager Marc White with me, and we have a special guest. We've got Dave Blackmore, the Eastbourne Borough chairman as well. So good afternoon, gentlemen. Hope you're both well.
Good afternoon.
Right, Gaz?
Yeah, very well. Good to see you both. And right, Dave, we'll start with you.
You've got a lot in common with Eastbourne, Gaz, haven't you? Because you're all about retiring down there next week.
Next week, yeah, they've got a retirement place for me.
We love old people down there.
Yeah, they've got a retirement
We
place.
haven't even got past the 70s on vaccinations yet.
Yeah, I've got a little place down there. Right, on a serious note, the update on National League. Have you got any update on the National League? Are we going to have any football by the end of the season?
I think the update really is that we're hopeful. I think that's all we can say at this present moment in time. Listen, we've all come up with a format that we've put forward. Negotiations are ongoing. We can't say too much about it because we're still negotiating.
Right.
But I mean, we're still hopeful. We've put something together that we think is palatable to everybody, and we're asking for everybody's support to get that sporting resolution. Really.
When you say we, is that all the clubs? How many clubs are there? Because you hear so many different rumours, obviously, through the grapevine. I heard that 6 teams are pulled out, but I think there's only 2.
Right.
Havant, Waterlooville and Concord Rangers.
Yeah.
So how many teams are there now?
I think that's an ever-changing feast, shall we say. So listen, the 18 of us put forward the letter. So I think that's public knowledge. So that's what happened. The 18 of us put that forward. What we're asking for now really is that the proposal we've put forward is open to everybody. It has to be. It's a sporting resolution, and it has to be open to everybody. So some people will say yes, we love it and we want to carry on with it. Some will say actually no, that doesn't seem right. But it's the best proposal that we can put out there. And I suppose all we're asking as the teams that do want to carry on playing football is for those that don't want to support us in the same way that we've supported them.
Yeah.
So we've been fully supportive of those that feel they can't.
Sure.
We just want them now to be fully supportive of putting forward a proposition for those of us that do want to play football. Really.
So just say, Mark, if the FA say yes, we want to go ahead with this proposal, if there were some teams that said no, we don't want to play, now they change their mind and they want to play, can they come in? Could they get back involved?
They can, yeah. I mean, the thing is, Dave speaks way better than me on this subject, to be fair, because I can't let go. I'm just, too brutal. But they can. But I kind of think that's how it should be because this vote was took so early, so quick, at the worst possible time. Clubs were forced really quickly into a position that they may now consider to be the wrong position. Because actually, after about midway through the vote, 2 weeks in, clubs were starting to think, oh, hold on a minute, we can field a team. Maidstone had rebuilt a new team. Tunbridge, Steve's here today, they had built a new team. So the time that the vote kind of forced clubs into a black and white answer. And what I'm saying is that it's unlike the FA to put something blue sky and sign it off, because when you think of the FA, you think of red tape, strict governance and precedents, etc. But I just think what the FA need to do is maybe appreciate the situation that's been brought, and of course the pandemic that brought the whole thing on. So if ever there was a situation to go, look, actually, we need to do something that might not be, run of the mill. It's probably now. That's the bottom line. And remembering that the classification at elite football is what we are. So whilst I really do feel the pain of step 3 and below and the null and voiding, etc., this was a level intended to carry on. That was the status of it. And only the funding distribution or funding confusion was what caused this issue.
Yeah. So if everything it all comes good, say, are we looking to play into the summer months or maybe end of May or what?
No, I think with the proposal we've all put together, it finishes at the end of May, the same as the regular season would have finished. Then playoffs after that and go for it. And I think Mark's exactly right. The amount of talking that's gone on in the last 2 weeks is phenomenal. I mean, I've rarely seen a group of people that normally are so far apart come together so quickly and come up with something that's innovative, it's out of the box, and I think that's what they have got to understand. As Marc was saying, it's unlike the FA to think something different. But every single organisation in every single walk of life, whether it's hospitality, whether it's, whatever, they've got to have out-of-box thinking. They've got to start looking at innovative ways to carry on doing what we all do. And I think that's what we've come up with. We've come up with an innovative solution. It's a bit out of the box, but it gives us a sporting solution that finishes the season in line with everything else, gives us promotion. So it means that we can restructure that level and bring the playing levels to the right levels, and everybody gets what they want. Those that feel they can't continue, don't continue. Those that feel they can, get to continue. So everybody's a winner.
Yeah. That's the point I just can't get my head around. Like, I'm a normal fella, as everyone else is around this table. If you want to play football and you're happy to play football, play. If you're not happy to play, then we understand you don't have to play.
Yeah, the issue was obviously, and I think we're over it now, but the issue was taking a vote in the first place. You had this a football governance decision that just was not practical, because actually, if they just reached out and said, look, can you play, can't you play, based on what we know, they'd have got a load of people going, look, you're going to have to count us out. A lot of people have gone, look, we're absolutely fine, and actually that would have saved everything that's going on.
And I think we could have come up with a better solution back then.
Yeah.
Because time's moved on.
Of course.
So if they'd have done all of this work back then rather than going straight to a vote, we'd have come up with a very quick solution that could have been workable and manageable straight away, actually.
Sure.
And far easier.
Sure. Thinking 8 months ahead, 9 months ahead, winter time again,
Yeah.
have they got something in place, the league, because we could have another little kick in the winter time again, couldn't we? Are they thinking a little bit further ahead? I know.
I think you'd have to ask them that, but if I was a betting man, I'd probably bet on no.
Really?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think.
Wow.
I mean, but Step 3 have. Step 3 have curtailed, and they've kept their points active, so they're looking at ways they can use that. Look, I think the fact of the matter is, there are really good individuals involved in the National League that are working really hard to make things work. But I think we can expect a lot of change during the summer, probably at the National League. For obvious reasons. Any honest man in the room, including these guys on the National League, I'm sure when they're sitting down at night and they're talking to the other half, they're going, look, bloody hell, we might have got this one wrong somewhere. But we're on the same page now. We're just, all we want now is just a solution that's fair to all. And listen, our proposal is not, it's not off the wall to the point where, you're getting double points, or you get a point for 3 goals. It's really, all it does is have a backstop in regards to incenting clubs to continue to play at points, so they're in the competition. The rest is done fairly. Everybody's agreed on that, so we're all happy for that. We just implore them to put it active. There's loads of football decisions do change all the time. Playoffs become 7, 5, and Scottish leagues are 12 and 10, and so it does happen. They've just got to do it quite quickly.
And they've just got to accept that different way of thinking.
Of course they have.
And I think once we get to the end of that, then they'll probably be planning for next season. Everybody's got a lot on their plates at the moment.
Cool.
Trying to solve this issue, haven't they?
Yeah.
Which hindsight's great, but
hindsight,
move back a bit, don't take the vote, consult with teams, find out the route forward before you start it.
Yeah, that was 100%. With The Apprentice, that was the fail in the task, like $1,000,000%.
Yeah.
And to me, I mean, for me, even just acknowledgement of that for me works. Foremost, I'm a football person. I'm not a businessman that just owns a club, and for me, it's just about football. Acknowledge there's a mistake, we move on. But they are working now. I guess really they are doing so by working with us to find a solution. So we're positive about that, to be fair.
So when can the supporters, I know it's a little bit of a difficult question, when do you think the supporters will be known when we can start football again, and when do you think it might happen? Start playing?
I think we'll know by the end of next week. I think because if it goes much beyond that,
Exactly.
then you start saying it's not really viable to fit it in.
Sure.
Even. So I think from our perspective, we're certainly pushing very hard that we'd like somebody to tell us yes or no.
Yes.
By next week, so that we can. This is not just about us as chairman or the clubs. You look at those players out there today that are going to go and play in this friendly. The managers, every single waking moment, they're waking up going, "Is our season continuing?" are we playing football for the rest of the season? Are we not playing football for the rest of this season? And all we can tell them at the moment is, right, you're going to play a friendly against these this day, you're going to play a friendly there. And yeah, okay, but what about the rest of the season? They don't know. This is not good for anybody's mental health, you know, and a number of us have spoken out about the need to carry on playing football for people's mental health out in the community. But we've also got to look after the mental health of our squads and our people and the people around the clubs. You know, there's loads of people working behind the scenes in these clubs that don't know what the answer is. You know, I've just spoken to both the commercial managers today. You know, what do we do? How do we go and sell? When are we carrying on this season? Are we not carrying? Everybody's got to invest into this. So they've got to come up quickly and they've got to tell us what we're doing really, really quickly, actually.
Sure.
And actually, just on that, so it's the proposal is the National League are right behind it, which is great. It's getting tabled with the FA and the Alliance committees. The Alliance committee is made up of independent people and various chairmen from across different leagues. And you know, we've already seen lots of positive comments from these people that are all saying if we can help this, we're going to help this. So that's great to see, really good to see, because it is a very much an anomaly. Elite football was due to continue. It was a funding argument that ceased it. But whether you stopped or you're continuing, everybody started the league with the intention that it was going to finish. And that's why we're here today. So I'm optimistic that, because I'm hearing all the right things, that league officials, FA officials do want to find a solution. And so yeah, that's where we're at. And wouldn't it be great, Gaz? I fast forward me. Because I mean, we've got the Euros around the corner, right? And you're thinking like, you know, watching England, Scotland, and you think about these things. But I'm thinking mid-May, fans are back with no at this level of football, I think up to 4,000. You know, just fast forward to what that's going to feel like at that point. So it's easy to be absorbed by the cloud of the last 12 months, but it looks like we're in a very different place now. So hopefully the FA work with that.
Sure. Right then, thanks for that. Well, let's have a little chat about your teams. David, you know, difficult times, Dave, and but your season must have had a really good season. You must be pleased with the way that your club and your team has worked this season.
We've had a stunning season. I think it's given us as the board of directors some headaches. I mean, the brief to Danny was stay up, not go up. So, it was, you know, and listen, we had some well-documented financial problems a couple of years ago. We've worked really, really hard as a club to get through that. Danny is working with one of the lower budgets in the league, but he's pulled together a team that I think we can be proud of and that have performed really, really well throughout the season. I mean, it's been exciting. I feel privileged to have been able to watch some of the football that's gone on this season, from our club and from other clubs. So yeah, we're having a great time this season. I've got to be honest. We've got a smile on our face, and all our fans have got a smile on their faces.
Good. I hope it lasts a while. I hope it lasts a long time for you as well. And same as you, Mark, you must be well pleased with way Dorking are obviously top of the league and they've had a good season and they really perform well.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're in a different situation. Ours is more expectant, you know, looking at our resources and that. I mean, I think, I'm not just saying it, I've known Danny years, but you know, Danny would have to be manager of the year if it stopped, you know, because, you know, people, people, you can't really win in football management sometimes, you know, the way people talk about you, you know, but if someone's, Danny's built a team built on how we do it, if that makes sense, which is, you know, continuity, team building, getting people around him, and he's done brilliantly, recruited brilliantly. Their budget, you know, would be mid-table, league below potentially. You know, that's the bottom line. So you have to tip your hat to that. From our part, I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'll just say it how it is. We're not like the, you know, Man City of this league by any means. I mean, people have got more money than us, but we've got a top 8 budget probably, round about 8th probably, maybe, I don't know, something like that. And so that's where we should be. And our aim was to get a home playoff game because I just wanted to, for me, I just think it's careful what you wish for, isn't it? For me, I think everyone thinks, oh, they want to get promoted. Well, yeah, but at the same time, we're panic stations, right? But for me, that's how it's always been. But for me, I just thought, you know what, home playoff game. I just remember the home playoff games, even in the Eastbourne League, when I think we had 3,000 across 2 games, or 4,000, and you know the heroics.
Doesn't get much more exciting.
Nah, and I thought get a home playoff game. You know, sell out your new ground, etc. We had a few sellouts last year, and for me that was great. And I think at this level, winning the one-up bit is always a bonus. You know, you'll get better teams that finish third or fourth every year than the one that wins it. You know, so we was on track for that, and the league got stopped it when we was in our sort of best run of the season, to be fair. But you know, there wasn't half a season played, and we have to be realistic with that. There was a lot of time for it to go wrong. You know, and so I wouldn't for 1 minute think we was entitled to think we were going to do anything else other than be in the playoffs. That's where I was at, you know. But no, really, for me, the best thing is we've got a good bunch of lads, because for me that means a lot more than anything else, you know. We don't bring many new players in, really. That makes sense. We brought in more this year.
I think
than
you can only succeed at this level if you've got a good group of lads that play together. You know,
yeah. You see the clubs out, yeah, exactly. You see the clubs out there that bring all the boys in and that. It never works. It never works. They know who they are.
Yeah, 49 players over a season.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's all about continuity. I think, to be fair, I think more and more people are waking up to that. Yeah. Especially chairman and that, they're sort of going, hold on a minute, look at what they do at Eastbourne, Dorking. These clubs that we're naming starting 11, and I'll go, right, 5 years, 4 years. That's how long they've been here. And people don't realise that. You know, the keeper's been here 6 years. So. That's really what works for sure. So I just think it is what it is really. We've spoke about it a lot. We have no issue. I loved actually what, I hope he doesn't mind me saying, Dave said, everyone was online going, bloody self-interest, rich owners, and just because they want to win things, and we're like, yeah. Obviously, you know, yes. And that's why when they gave it out to the vote to the clubs, that's why the colour code in general at the bottom said we're not going to bother, and they were told to do that because they were given that choice, right? But the fact of the matter is, you know, yes, we're having a good time, but half a season to go. We've spoken about it. You know, we need to do everything we can to get a proposal on the table. That's the plan right now.
And it'll give us a bit of practice about travelling the country, won't it?
Wow.
Yeah.
Not wrong. You're not wrong there. Some good trips away, isn't there?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to them.
Yeah.
Okay, Jen. Well, thanks so much for your time. Really do appreciate it. Nice to meet you, Dave. And
you too.
good having a chat. And thanks again, Mark. And we'll talk later.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, bye.